be on. We should be on. Are we on? I think. Maybe. I am on that one. I am on this one. All right, guys. Yeah, that's still not going through. What the fuck? It says I'm live. All right. We're here. Oh my. So, yeah, that's not going to work over there, is it? Oh, this. Oh, hey, I can move that over here. Just put that up here. What are we not connected to? We are connected. We are going. We are live. We are up and going. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Hi, Kitty. Thursday, July 30th. We are just about at the end of the month. We're going into August. Tomorrow's the last of the month. Okay. So, 7 months down. A few more months to go. The kitty wants to be live. Hi, kitty. Uh, so, uh, I am Kep. Welcome, welcome. Coming to you from the great state of Iowa. We've got a great gubernatorial race going on. We've got a unestablished uh, Republican, kind of like a Trump in a way. Uh, Never been really in politics. Well, kind of. He helped run campaigns and stuff. Um, versus a Democrat that has been our state auditor for way too fucking long. Uh, is very, very wealthy. His wife is very, very wealthy in a big family. So his his alignment with Iowans is by far way out in right left field. Uh, say right field, but uh, yeah, we have kind of changes on that. So um, I like to start every. I like comedy. I really enjoy comedy. Certain comedians, I should say. Uh, some of the newer shit's kind of stupid in a way, but I do like to laugh, and memes have been great. Uh, I've been around for since the beginning on memes. They're awesome. It's how we spread information. Uh, and truthful information for that matter. That's what's funny is you get more news out of memes than you get out of memes or out of the news. So we laugh. These people are leaving California. Tax Four more taxpayers not going to fund the bad ideas. Fuck yes. I mean, good lord, good lord. Um, I guess what we could really start off with today is Spain has lost. Spain has been, I would say at this point in time, Spain has been taken over again by Muslims, like they happened many, many thousand years ago, uh, and overtook Spain. Uh, they're at it again. Spain has been going downhill. They've become a socialist country. They don't want to pay anything to NATO beyond what they're the bare minimum, if they even want to do that. So uh, they have just opened their borders to Morocco, uh, and that has very good ties with Northern Africa and shipping in all of this good fucking God. Excuse me. Excuse me, I have to play Minecraft for a second because I'm getting fucking attacked. Okay, so back to this. Sorry. If you catch any of my other streams, I do play a lot of Minecraft, and we would chat and shit. You know, if I had people show up, I probably wouldn't get as much Minecraft playing done as I'd like to. Um, but we'll see what goes on. Uh, so Spain has been invaded. This is the scenes as not migrants. I shut up with the fucking migrant thing. They're not migrating. Well, they're migrating away from their country, but they're not going to migrate back to their country. They're invaders. You do not see any women. Show me the women. Look at this. Yeah, this is exactly what we saw. And look at that. Look at the fences and shit. Come on. They have given up. They've opened their doors. They're going to become a third world country. Uh, I feel sorry for the old Spaniards that thought they had something there. Uh, we're to the point where Europe is. We might as well say Europe is lost. I don't think there's any coming back. I think it was over a decade ago that we heard that Germany's uh, reproductive rate had dropped under two. And when it drops under two, you're not going to be a people anymore. You're going to be mixed blood. Not that there isn't a lot of mixed blood, but within 100, 150 years or so, there will be no more true Germans. I mean, I'm not true German. I'm 50 German, 50 Irish. So I could take both. uh, and both of those countries have Europe's collapsed. Face it. With Britain writing their laws to make it illegal to question anything that's going on, we're done. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, we can't turn back. We're trying to turn back here in the United States from the mass invasion under the Biden administration. Now, there was a clip I wanted to play. I forgot to bring it up with Nick Fuentes talking to Hunter Biden, and Fuentes talking about telling Hunter, "Oh, yeah, it really wasn't that bad under Biden. I really, looking back, it really wasn't that bad." I don't know where the fuck he was living, and I know he's on this path thing that says, fuck Trump, fuck the Republicans. I'm going to vote Democrat because at least I'll get, what you're voting for is the same shit that under Biden, where we had a wide open border. 5,000 people a day in just one spot, 10, 20,000 people crossing at a time, millions of people over those 4 years, millions. And anybody that wants to think that we won't need to grant them amnesty doesn't understand the reasons why our Constitution was wrote. The people that are pushing for all this have lost their faith. They are atheists. They sure as fuck are not Christians. This is not what Jesus taught. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. But show Yes. It's, it's not an emergency. They're not going to just to move the military to secure their borders. We just granted 1 million people amnesty out of 1.3. What's this? 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in a day, probably? And it's the same thing that we saw at our border. A majority of the people coming across our border were military aged men. And we didn't catch them just coming from South America, any of the South American or Central American countries, Mexico. It wasn't just them. We had hundreds of Chinese nationals crossing the border. We had Iranians, Iraqis, Pakistanis, Afghanis, Russians from all over the world coming into Mexico and crossing up over the border, just walking in. And these are military aged people. This is a fucking invasion. When we grew up, we saw Red Dawn, little school in Colorado, little place in Colorado, and all of a sudden, we got the Russians on our border. They're parachuting in. That's what we envision an invasion. Somehow sneak through and drop military people down. No, no. This is more covert. Not even more covert. This is right out in the open, where we have our elected politicians saying that more or less fuck your rights. We know better. You're just going to be the serf in the administration. So what they've done, like I said, we've got all these military age people. They're here. How hard is it to get guns in the United States? Legally speaking, as long as I'm not a felon and I can mark off all the boxes. I'm a legal gun owner. I pass background checks. But we see all these shootings in Chicago and Los Angeles across the nation. Are those guns being used? Are they legally purchased? Maybe through straw purchases or whatnot. We know that all the Glock switches that were coming from China up through the southern border to make Glocks fully automatic. Not that Glocks were the best accuracy in the world to start off with, but we're going to make them fully auto and make them really kind of unhandable. I mean, it was the same thing with the Mac 10, the Uzi. Shooting just one round at a time, you were fine with an Uzi, even a 3-round burst, but fully auto, well, you didn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. You couldn't control the goddamn thing. They just look cool. They just look cool. Little 9mm just spraying out, empty a mag in a couple of seconds, and you don't hit the broadside of a barn because you're chasing the gun around. So, but we still don't get through Customs and Border Patrol. We still do not search every single container ship that's coming in. We know guns are coming in. We know drugs are still coming in. We know human trafficking is still going in. And it goes through our ports. 100% through our ports. Because money talks. So what kind of invasion are we already have the invaders are here. So we talk about the whole Iran thing and them triggering uh, these cells, sleeper cells. 100% accurate. We got Chinese sleeper cells here. We busted Chinese rings in New York City running Kep'sChat. And you're just going to let this come in and come in. There was another video of that too. Here, look at the people. Look at all these people. Hundreds and hundreds. We just walk right around the border and we're in Spain. And now Spain will give us amnesty and we'll become uh, a citizen of Spain. And next thing you know, Islam's going to be implemented again in Spain. Remember, the Spanish were the biggest conquerors of the Americas. In the name of Christ, in the name of the Holy Mother Mary, and the Catholic Church, they spread Christian Catholicism across all of South America. Most of South America is Catholic. Brought to you by the Spanish because they speak Spanish, which is an old form of Latin that the Italians didn't use, but the Spanish did. That's really weird. But I just look at those people. Just. What good is this border if you're just going to let them walk right around, or boat around, swim around? You've been invaded. Plain and simply, you have been fucking invaded. And then you get on to pukes like these two guys. Sean Strickland was a big Trump guy. So was Sean Ryan. Wow. I forgot that was still going. Yeah, fucking look at all those people. Muslim. There was one woman. I seen a woman. I seen one woman. Nope, there's another woman. Two women. But all those guys are in their 30s and younger. Guaranteed. This guy has had a big falling from grace, and I understand some of the point of view with Trump. But to go on and keep saying this bullshit. 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 See, the reason why I can say bullshit on this is I had been a Trump supporter from the beginning. He was my candidate. When he announced that he was running for president, he was my candidate. Personally, I wanted Trump to run back in 2004. That's how long I've wanted Trump to run. Has he made mistakes? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's handled some shit way wrong. Way wrong. I like the idea of putting people in jail for burning the flag. I really do like that idea. But we do have a First Amendment that gives the people the right to burn the flag. But in the context of doing it in the middle of a riot, you can antagonize people and stir them up to increase the rage that these fuckers have. Um, so, but he was around in 2020. Remember, we had the fucking goddamn COVID bullshit that we're going to get into to steal the election away from Trump. And when Trump was touting the vaccine, a majority of Trump supporters, the MAGA people, said no, no vaccine. No, fuck the vaccine, fuck your masks, fuck your social distancing, fuck you closing down anything, because it's all unconstitutional. Ron DeSantis is going to run again, probably, and he's going to run on the fact that, oh, I kept Florida open. No, you didn't. There was only one state in our union that kept everything open. South Dakota. South Dakota is the only state. South Dakota is the only state that didn't tell people that they couldn't go to church. Iowa did. Florida did. Florida arrested people under Governor DeSantis' rule. Did he come around? Yeah, he did. But he fell for the same bullshit. A majority of the Trump supporters are not a cult. We want to see our fucking Constitution upheld. The black and white Constitution, not the fucking living, breathing document that Woodrow Wilson said it was back in the 1890s. But what it is, it's black and white. Laws are black and white. Laws don't see feelings. We are not a cult. There's a lot of shit that Trump has done that I have disagreed with. A lot of it. When he's brought up red flag laws, I'm totally against red flag laws. I'm totally against all this fucking surveillance, the flock cameras, to the Axon lights, to Leonardo that's handling a lot of the shit in between. I think it was Leonardo. I can't remember if that's what it was called. Oh, excuse me. But being a cult, here are two brain dead idiots. One's had his head hit too many times. The other one's been brainwashed by CIA and has had to retract things because he didn't want to get in trouble, or supposedly get in trouble. Remember the whole thing with the guy that blew himself up in the Tesla in front of the Trump casino thing or whatever? Yeah, it was Trump Casino. Uh, yeah, there was a whole bunch of shit with that, and he got these letters, and he was given a cease and desist, and I had to retract some things because I had to delete a whole thing because, oh wow, this is deep, and then it just fucking stopped. You're no better. You're fucking no better. Ron Strickland. Dude, you've been hit in the head too many fucking times. Shut up. I understand that when you have a monster ego like a fighter does, and you have a monster ego like a brilliant businessman has, that's made a lot of money. Yeah, two alphas do butt heads. I get it. And I'd butt heads with Trump too. There's some shit I just don't like. The whole handling of the Epstein case. that the Democrats didn't give two fucks about 2 years ago. They didn't care. You got him. You got this. Oh, that's Fauci shit. Where was did I have? Nope, that's Rand Paul. I had one with. Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, the Alan Rickman guy from Reacher going off on Trump being a rapist. Again, I can guarantee, 100% guarantee, that if there was anything with Trump raping kids and it was credible, we wouldn't be sitting here in 2026 as Trump being our president. This would have been pulled out back in 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We're all about it now. Alex Jones is talking about how this motherfucker back in the early 2000s. Should the names be read? Yes. Or is anybody going to read the names? Like Massey wants the names read. No, he ain't going to read the names. He don't want to die. It's not that you can get sued. These people have ways of taking care of their problems. So, without further ado, let's get into the bullshit of Fauci. Whatever. We do. That's a big thing. Why are we funding biolabs in other countries? Because we can't legally do that here in the United States. We have to do it outside of the country. Not that it isn't happening here. I can guarantee you DARPA is doing some heinous shit. I mean, DARPA is behind the mRNA. We'll get into that. This is just. Yeah, yeah. Which was, again, a bad decision on Trump's part. I saw it right away. Don't believe this guy. But we already knew about Fauci. We kind of forgot about Fauci even being there because we didn't have a big epidemic. The last epidemic that we had was HIV, AIDS. So, and he fucked that up big time. Thankfully, we didn't have the internet. So a lot of shit could get, paperwork can get seized and whistleblowers can end up missing. ATZ was a terrible, terrible drug that, again, The goal was to kill off black people, and with that, he was doing experiments on black orphans with ATZ. Killed many, many of them. Again, crimes go unnoticed. But it's bullshit that anybody would listen to him. We elected the governor. We didn't elect Fauci. He's a bureaucrat. We pay him to give good advice. Now, should you take his advice? That is up to the individual. I think the decisions were forced on these people, that it was not worded as well as what he's saying in testimony and his diary, but I feel it was a lot more forced, and I feel some of them did have their hands forced, and now they're going to just keep going with their decision like it wasn't that bad of a decision. Uh, we need to have, the biggest problem with this was through the NIH and NIAID and through the CIA, FBI, deep state, we had mass censoring going on at the same time that the information was coming out. So the only information, unless you were looking for it, you're just doing a random Google search. Google's going to give you the best liberal answer they can give you. And it's going to be just Fauci and WHO, CDC. Doctors across the nation and across the worldwide were silenced when they said, hey, I'm looking at this at a different way. Oh, no, you're doing it wrong. The science was settled. And if you believe science is settled, you're a fucking fool. Science is never settled. The whole idea of science is to disprove science. You create a hypothesis and you try to disprove or prove your hypothesis. And even if you do prove your hypothesis, there could still be different angles off of that to disprove it further down the road. Science is never settled, nor are we ever in our lifetime going to understand most science in general. There's laws of physics that we will never understand, that even the top physicists don't understand right now. There's stuff that we can't wrap our mind on. We can't. Our minds are so feeble that we actually have to have time. Time's an illusion. We'll get into that more. Excuse me, I've got a cat in the way. uh, so that was just this preamble thing. Here it gets into the more of the questioning, which Fauci has said that he's going to plead the fifth, which he pleads the fifth 111 fucking times. Ouch! Stay down. We got Laura Ingram back here. Ouch. Let's skip ahead. Damn it. The cat slept all day, and now they're all... Holy shit, I think somebody gave this cat cocaine. Yeah, he's got a pardon. This is this is the attorney speaking. Ouch. See, he comes in with half a dozen lawyers, and this is the lawyer. He represented Bernie, the New Jersey senator who took bribes. He's a big, powerful lawyer. Who is this guy? Where did I put that? Um, oh, God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, where did I do with that? Oh, damn it. Oh, I didn't keep that one up there. God damn it. Um, yeah, this is the guy that you call when you're in trouble for the lefties. When you're in shit, you call him. Now, the problem is he doesn't need a lawyer. He's under oath. He has been given a pardon from January 1st, 2014 through the end of Biden's presidency for any and all crimes. So, therefore, you can't incriminate yourself anymore. We have your diary that he says was stolen, whatever, and made to look bad, which it's just word for word. Where he stored that, I have no idea. It was government property. It's ours now. So he does. You can't incriminate. You can't go to jail for anything. We can't charge you with anything. He could get up there and say, you know what? Yeah, you got me. I was funding this guy, and we 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 did this where we did this. Like, to make it harder, I I had this guy, Ralph Berg, do this technique that makes it really, really, really hard to detect that it was man-made virus. So, okay, I did that, and yeah, it got released from Wuhan. We're yeah, okay, all right. That's all we want. We got the truth. Your legacy is ruined, but your legacy is going to be ruined either way at this point in time. But we couldn't charge him with anything. Could he get charged at the Hague? Possibly. We'd have to extradite. We don't voluntarily go to that shit. We don't participate in that. So no, he'll live out the rest of his life. He's 86 years old. How much longer is he going to live? But no, he's no, not any lawyers. as, as a piece of shit doctor that never should have had a doctorate in his life. Bye bye. And he's happy about it. He's happy. He's happy about it. But Josh Hawley does a great job of taking all of this down. I'm honest. I'm honest. I'm honest. But nothing to hide, huh? I played the fifth. I can't answer that question. Because if he answers any question, then he's opened himself up. But he already did with his opening statement. His opening statement opened him up for litigation. Nope. Nope. Yep. 1996. Yeah. Yeah. No. This is the only time he's given a fuck about the Constitution. This is the only time. And then he doesn't even have the right to use the Constitution because he's been fucking pardoned. The summary of it is case confirmed the properly drafted grant of transactional immunity can be constitutionally displace the Fifth Amendment privilege and compel testimony. It remains a foundational precedent on the relationship between immunity status and the privilege against self-incrimination. He is pardoned. He has he cannot stand on the Fifth Amendment because he has nothing to incriminate himself with. He was going to, I'll cooperate. I'll set them straight. You beady-eyed little fuck. No, you won't. You're going to plead the fifth after you're given a fucking 12-year fucking pardon. 10-year pardon. Sorry. 10-year fucking pardon. The only other person that got a 10-year pardon was Hunter. And I understand. Oh, yeah, go after Trump because he said, well, we just have to believe what the pardon. Yes. Unfortunately, that's a battle we're going to lose in the Supreme Court. It would probably be a 7-2 decision, 6-3 decision that the auto pen stands. Because you would actually have to take Joe Biden to court and ask him, prove that he didn't know that these pardons were being signed under his name. Ben-Hur already said that, oh, he's a feeble old man. Nobody's going to convict him. He can't remember shit. He's got CRS. Not a lot of us anymore, but yeah, 100%. You have no rights. It is contempt of court then. No. Yes, he did. Very wealthy. On top of his $500,000 a year salary, he's the highest was the highest paid government official. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. What was I doing? Nope, because I'm going to invoke the fifth. One. Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? Oh, oh, shit. God damn it. I know that look on his face. I know that look. I've seen that look. I've seen that look before. That's a look that your fucking 2 year old, 3 year old gives you when you caught them lying about breaking something or something stupid. You catch them lying. His head down. Yeah, yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. But the only way he can fight back, he thinks, in his mind, is I plead the fifth. I have a right that I don't have a right. Keep going on this. Oh yeah, here was the guy. Here was the Bob Menendez. Bob Mendez. Menendez. From Chip Jeans. Yeah. Deep shit. I plead the fifth because I am in so much deep shit. You know, we got all these lawyers that were well, some of them were disbarred. They tried disbarring like Ted Cruz and shit for wanting to take the case of Texas v. Pennsylvania to the Supreme Court and argue the 2020 election. They threatened to take his attorney license, kicked off of the bar. This is a case where the bar should look at this and go, did you knowingly tell your client to plead the fifth when he has a pardon, knowing the decision of Brown v. Walker from 1896 doesn't give him the right to use the Fifth Amendment. Well, yeah, I did. Disbarred. Just plain and simple. Just fucking disbarred. Done. If you're that fucking stupid and you're a criminal, why is he criminal? Did he commit a crime? Well, he has committed a crime now. He's contempt of Congress. He might as well have not even shown up. If you're just going to come in here, read a statement, that opens you up to litigation as is, the only statement he should have made was, I plan on, under the advice of my counsel, I'm taking the Fifth Amendment under my rights of the Constitution. That should have been his opening statement. But because he spoke beforehand, that's going to open up more doors. Contempt is very possible. I do believe they've got the votes in the committee to hold him in contempt. Because I think they even got Fetterman on the side. Where I did not put Fetterman up here? What the fuck? Now I feel dumb. I did not put that one up there. Yeah, Fetterman showed up in a... Let's listen to Bernie more. He took over for Vance, more or less. Yep. Get Yes. Just on everything, everywhere. He is so fucking defeated. He is so defeated. Look at the eyes. He is done. I'll call it now. 86. He's probably not going to make 90. I want to say 2 years. Can we come back to this? Can we mark this down 2 years from now? I predict he's not going to be around anymore. This is going to take a toll. This is going to be a mental toll because he lifted himself so much on top of a fucking mountain, thinking that he covered all the bases. He was probably in works with Pfizer talking about, hey, you don't need to release any of this information for 75 fucking years, Well, he's letting me die. Yep. I get why he asks the questions, but it's going to be pointless. Shit. Does it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And it's this kind of shit that really pissed off a lot of people. I know better than you do. I'm the expert, so just trust me. Don't trust anybody else that's saying that has evidence that I'm lying through my teeth. I'm the expert because I am paid by the taxpayers. I'm the shit. I'm the person that even God didn't think he was a doctor. Jesus was a healer. Jesus healed. This didn't heal anybody. Even the vaccine didn't heal anybody. If anything, the vaccine killed people. I 100% believe in my heart my dad died because of the vaccine. He wasn't in good shape to start off with. But to be on 5 blood thinners and still have a stroke is something telling. Now, this is a doctor that was also very much banned, threatened with jail. A lot of doctors were threatened to get thrown in jail or lose their medical license. I understand why we have licensing, but that doesn't give you the bureaucrats the right to not listen to the doctors that want to heal people, that took the Hippocratic Oath and believe in it. This is a doctor that does. We believe in cures. Pfizer's been around for over 150 years and hasn't cured a fucking thing. Because if we cure people, we lose customers. We cure people, people might live longer. 74% of people that died, vaccine injuries. Go on. I can guarantee you can go into any nursing home across the United States and you're going to find young kids, even in these nursing homes, younger, I mean, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even, that they're vaccine injured. Long COVID. No, they're vaccine injured. And we still don't know the extent of how bad this is going to do long term. Yes, this guy has helped develop anti spike to help get rid of the spike proteins out of your body. But that's still not what damage has been done by the spike proteins from the mRNA vaccine. Um, this this could get Fauci in trouble. This was the start of everything. The mRNA vaccines was started back in 2013 when we invested into DARPA for the research for pandemic response, followed by another 125 million by BARDA in 2015. So at the end of the vaccines were being tested on both animals and humans. We were testing on humans in 2015 with mRNA vaccines. Reason prioritize mRNA vaccines therapeutics for speed of manufacture and potency. But again, we are getting down to subcellular structures, technology that messes with that. Again, we're playing fucking God. We're not God. So can this go back? I mean, this was from a Democrat in Illinois that highlighted the investments made that are directly responsible to the success of current vaccines in development. This whole led up to they could come to Trump and say, "Hey, we got this vaccine. We can manufacture them fast. Once we get this, once we know what to put into it, we can manufacture this. We can get it out really quick." So, pretty sure. Okay. How long do you think? 6, 7 months? Okay. Warp speed. Go ahead. Get this done. Get this vaccine out. And as soon as the vaccine came out, we changed the definition of vaccine to something that prevents something to something that might, maybe. It kind of helps. It's nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. Which we found out happened in the beginning of 2014, and his pardon covers that. And that was he lobbied Obama for this. So I mean, and of course you're going to have idiots like Harvey Levin. Terrible public servants. And he helped. If anything, that might have been a gain of function beginning parts of his life. Beginning parts of being a part of that is because we firmly believe that AIDS could have been manufactured itself. Yeah, there. I mean, there diseases do jump from animals to humans, but the way it was described and the way it should have came out of Africa, it should have died in Africa. It's no different than Ebola. Ebola is just centralized to the areas around the Ebola River in Africa. The only time we have Ebola in the United States is when we've transported a person that has Ebola there and moved him into the United States. And it was the same, more or less same thing. A whole bunch of guys fuck monkeys. We got them from monkeys. It's a monkey disease. One guy fucked a monkey and he spread it across the whole fucking world. Patient zero. One guy goes out there and says, "Ooh, that monkey over there, that was prime. I'm kind of horny." And gets AIDS. I understand I was very young at the time, but it didn't make sense then. I was young, under 10, and it didn't make sense to me then. It still won't make sense to me now. Now, a flu that can be airborne, escaping from a lab, yeah, airborne stuff can, yeah, I can believe airborne. But something that's a sexually transmitted disease or bloodborne pathogen is very hard to spread without there being more incentives and more push in. It's kind of like how humans. I mean, if you believe we go back to Adam and Eve, and we came out of Adam and Eve, and everybody in the population now goes. We can date ourselves back to Adam and Eve. That's 7 billion people. 8 billion people. How long did it take us to get to 8 billion people? You know, I mean, you get the snowball effect, yes. But for one person to have AIDS in Africa, to spread it to the United States and Europe and Asia and South America, Australia, how? It just doesn't make sense. No, the AIDS epidemic thing wasn't handled good. No, the CDC didn't handle fucking this shit good. Neither did Fauci. Fauci was behind a lot of this, but the CDC likes to contradict themselves. The CDC will tell you that 50,000 people got the flu last year. 50,000 people died of the flu. Okay. Then you look at the numbers and you say, oh, no. Only 5,000 people actually died of the flu because we got to take out all the comorbidities out of that. And when you took COVID and you took out all the comorbidities out of it, if you actually had COVID, a flu, cold, you had a very, very high success rate that you would just get sick and then be fine. Especially if you took ivermectin, the horse dewormer that was first invented for humans, not for horses, dogs, bendazole, first invented for dogs. Is it an anti-cancer medication? Well, it's a good parasitic medication. That works on COVID too. Hydroxychloroquine. Yep, we know. It works. But the hopefully they have enough votes. I did have. I could have swore I had it. Of I didn't pull it all the way up. Yeah, this is what's really funny. You know it's fucking serious when John fucking Fetterman shows up in a suit and tie. He's fucking serious, and he's got a big beef. I can probably guarantee you his stroke was because he got a clot shot, the Fauci shot. And I still say instead of saying I'm going to plead the fifth, I'm going to say I take a Fauci. I'll take the Fauci. I'll take a Fauci. I'll take a Fauci. What were you doing that night? Fauci. Pleading the fifth is now a Fauci. I'm just going to take a Fauci. But he has come along. He has come a long way. No, I don't agree with him 100% on a lot of issues. Now, do I respect him as a lot more as a person now than I did a couple years ago? Yes. Yes. He long ways away from hello, good night. No, he's a lot better. You can actually understand him. But he's pissed too. He's pissed. Talking point. Come out of that same area. What are the chances? That's right. We need to get to the truth. We need the truth. He can explain the truth. He's pardoned to tell the truth. There's nothing you can say of your actions in between January 1st of 2014 through January 20th, 2024. You can't get in trouble for anything you did. You're pardoned from all your crimes. Where was the actual pardon? Which one had that? Um, no, no, no. Here. For any offenses against the United States which have been committed or taken part of during the period of January 1st, 2014, through the date of this pardoning arises from any manner related to his service as director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, and as a member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force or the White House COVID-19 response team, or as a medical advisor to the president. So everything. And this was signed, I'm sorry, the 19th of January. So January 19th, January 1st, 2014, January 19th, 2024. 10-year span. 10-year, 18 days. Any crimes, any offenses that you did. He could literally get up there and say, I personally killed Jimmy Hoffa. I ain't going to tell you where his body is, but I killed him. I also killed this person. We can't charge him. He's been pardoned from it. I hope, and I think Fetterman is on board of finding him in contempt. I would hope that this would be a lot more bipartisan action. I think the fact that there is this pardon out there says a lot. And if you think that Rand Paul is going after you, you've got all the opportunity to prove him wrong now. Prove him wrong. Luckily, this is just a federal pardon. Because this pardon does not go to any state. So he can be charged in Iowa. He can be charged in Florida. And Florida is looking into it. And Rand Paul is going to give him all the information that he has, that has been forwarded to the Department of Justice for many, many years to charge this guy criminally. The state level can do it. He doesn't have a pardon at the state level. but that might come up. I could see JB Prisker or fucking Hochul or even Gavin Newsom to just do the same thing. We're going to grant you a pardon in the state of California for any crimes that may have occurred while you were a director. I don't know. Will it happen? Will it not? His legacy is gone. Whatever legacy that he thought he had with a good chunk of the population, because nobody knew who the fuck he was for the most part before 2020. Just some people that remember him fucking up a lot of shit from 1984, 85, 86 with the AIDS epidemic, HIV. I don't know why we call it AIDS because lupus is AIDS. It's not HIV. It's lupus. It affects your liver, not your blood. They're all autoimmune deficiency syndromes. Any autoimmune disease is AIDS. I don't know why we call it AIDS. Or you have HIV until it gets down to a certain point of your white blood cell count, and then you have AIDS. Well, HIV is an autoimmune disease. So if I have HIV, I have AIDS. No, 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 no. It's got to be underneath a certain level. No. If I have lupus, I'm going to say I have AIDS because it is. It's an autoimmune disease. That's what AIDS stands for. Autoimmune disorder syndrome. So, uh, Kennedy's book, he sold 1.5 million books going after Fauci before, and that was being censored big time. His book sales are going to go up. I probably in the next by the end of the year he'll have another at least another 1 million books sold, whether it be audiobook or Kindle version or hard copy, flat, or paperback, whatever. But I bet you he gets a lot more. Kennedy's a lot smarter than a lot of people think he is, especially when it comes to medical stuff. We'll leave you with a creepy thought of Toy Story 19, where Andy dies and takes Buzz and Woody to the grave. So it's funny. He's not like this guy. He takes all of his has a whole bunch of life size statues buried with him. Um, yeah, that'd be creepy. Did they make another Toy Story movie? I think they did. I don't know. I don't keep track. I really didn't care for the first one. Then again, it came out after I was old enough, and then my kid didn't get into Toy Story. We had Cars. Pixar was great. I didn't care for Toy Story. I loved Cars. Cars 2. We got to see Cars 2 opening day. That was great. So, good memories, good memories. So, well, just remember, everybody, if you do get in trouble and you don't want to incriminate yourself, just say you plead a Fauci. Just plead Fauci. And we'll come back again on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. We'll kind of wrap some shit up for the week, see what's more crazy ass shit's going on. Let's see what's going blowing up in Iran. Hopefully, looks like Trump did release some type of statement having to do with a deal in Gaza. Hopefully, that 20-point plan will stick. He put it out there today. I think a lot depends on Netanyahu, but what do I know? I'm not a Jew. I'm a Christian and believe Jews are not of Christian value. So we will talk to you on Saturday at 7 o'clock Central Time. Until then, Please don't bury yourself with your toys. That could be really disturbing to an archaeologist that's already going to have troubles trying to figure out why a skeleton has purple hair with green highlights.